it's with louisemckayart, and welcome to my channel. And I want to say thank you for being here to see what I'm up to today. And what I'm up to today is a redo of something that I have a work in process fusion piece. It's a long one, and my concept was originally to have a sunset and mountains. And what I ended up making just, I mean, individually the things were pretty, but all together on this piece it just didn't work. So I might end up using some of the paint skins for something on this, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So what I'm going to do now, my plan today, I'm going to make a large bloom for here with these colors over here, and I'm going to do it with a dual base. I've got my Glidden for my pillow, and I've got my translucent combination that I'm going to use as a pillow. And this translucent pillow is about the 8300, which I know we don't have anymore, but I have a stockpile. I got 1:1:1 bare Valspar to Floetrol, American Floetrol. And here, now, one of the problems I've had with my fusion pieces is that the ones that I do with a strict translucent pillow, the bloom gets lost in the wood. I look at the bloom, it's really pretty, but when it's up against the wood, I lose it. So I'm going to try a combination hybrid today and see what I end up with. So I'm looking for something that's about 10 inches long, maybe 7 inches wide. We'll see what we get. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to kind of go on a bit of an angle, oblongish shape. So you're going to see me jump here in a second to the second blowout creation versus this one, since the second one is the one I wanted to show you here. Now when I blew that one out, the first one out, I didn't have enough pillow down. So I'm going to put down a little more. And I'm going to frame it with my translucent pillow. I'll go fast through this. So I'm going on fast forward here as I lay out the translucent part of this, thinking that the edges of the bloom would be translucent and kind of melt in the wood. Conceptually, it works out really perfectly in my head. In reality, it didn't, because I probably didn't have enough, and it probably all got cut off at the end. So next time I'll try it maybe somewhat differently. The colors, this is the Deco Art Jadeite. And I'm going to put more paint down, because I think that was a problem in the last one, is I just didn't have enough color down. So I'm going to lay it down really heavy. So as we go through some of these sections, I am going to fast forward because this is a very long video. This is my combination Goldens, Quinacridone Nicolazo Gold, and Zeus by TLP. Here's my gold combination. Deco Arts 24 karat with Golden's iridescent gold. So I've got my little Berta hairdryer over here ready to go, and I'll decide what I'm going to do as I start to blow out the first breath. This is Color Arts Moss Green. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous color. Last color is my Artez's Chromium Oxide Green with Artez's Van Dyke Brown. Okay, cell activator. American. Video 141 if you want to see how I make it and what I put in it. It's a short video, it's like 8 minutes long. almost put some more down. I don't think I need it. All right, here we go. So I know you can't see, but here I'm just blowing straight down into the cell activator to start to get it to spread out and open up. If you want to see a video about the blow, I'm linking video 419 above, which has tips and tricks on how to blow out with your lungs. But in this case, you're going to see me pull out my Berta and start blowing with a hairdryer. Part of this whole process of fluid art and learning how to bloom and blow out is knowing what your limitations are. For me, I can only blow maybe as far as 6 to 8 inches successfully. Anything bigger than that, I've got to pull out the hairdryer to get it to spread properly. And I'm always aiming my hairdryer or my blow right toward the edge of where the cell activator meets the paints. Get some more pillow down really quick before it runs too far. So I'm laying down a little more of the translucent pillow so that as I start to stretch this out by spinning, the composition doesn't roll over itself. No matter what technique you're using, you do need flow paint before you start to spread or tilt it, so that when you do tilt and spread, the composition has a place to flow to and continue to keep its composition intact. Okay, let's give it a spin. A little more. Oh, that was crazy. That was a little too fast. Oh, god dang, that was terrible. I'm jerking all over the place. Doing the herky-jerky. That went a little too far, too fast. I don't want to go that far, that fast. I want to see what's going on. Gentle. It's already heading off the edge. I'm going to have to clean that up. I think we're going to call it done. It's close enough. I'm interested to see how that translucent pillow plays with the regular opaque one. Okay, I'm going to put this one to bed. Since I did include the swipes in this creation, I felt as though I should at least show you one of the swipes so you can see exactly what I did. I'm going to go on fast forward through a lot of this. So what I've got here is my gold combination, which is my 24 karat gold with a deco art with iridescent gold by Golden. This is my golden by iridescent bronze by Golden. This is a color I've never used before. Here it is. And it was so deceptive because in the container it looks tealy or turquoisey blue. Once I mix it up, it is moss green, like it says. Oh, this is so pretty, so pretty. So, and this is my Arteza's cadmium oxide green with a little bit of Van Dyke brown by Arteza. And this is carbon black by Golden. And I've got my Australian Floetrol cell activator. This is still from the class. My black, oxide black, my titanium white. So if you were in class, you would recognize that the Z is Australian cell activator. So yeah, this is the order I'm going to lay it down, I think. I think that's the order. So let's lay down some pillow. I'm going to lay down some... Boy, I don't have much in here. Got my Glidden 6011N. I'll be doing some fast forward and skipping ahead, but you'll get the gist. This is the palette knife I'm going to use. It's just going to be a straight swipe. Just a... Yeah. Okay, cell activator. Laying down the white first on here. Give it a mix. Pour some on. Let me stretch it out. I always have too much. I always, if you've been watching me, you know I always have paint dripping off. Need to get enough on there though. All right, so that's the white. Here's the black. So as I'm laying down the colors on the palette knife here, I'm going to go on fast forward. Obviously, I want to start with the cell activator first, because that's going to be the top color down when I flip the palette knife over to start spreading it on the piece. And then I'm going to follow the same sequence that I showed you already with the colors. I'm just going to drizzle it on there. And some of you might be wondering, well, why are you doing it like this and not laying the colors down straight on the pillow? And you know what? That's actually a really good question. And it's funny because as I'm watching this video back, I'm thinking that same thing to myself. And I think I've just gotten in the habit of doing it this way because I just feel more comfortable this way. Even though I do think this is a little bit trickier because you have to get that thing, that palette knife flipped over and start it spreading. But I think it might be better to go straight down on the colors because I think your cell activator then would probably spread better that way. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here. Anyway, something I probably need to explore as I go forward here. So I'm zooming in here to give you an up close, and this is real time. Notice the upward angle, just a slight upward angle as I pull it through, very steady pace all the way to the end. Oh, didn't even use that part. Let's get some pillow over here. I'm just going on fast forward and skipping ahead through just adding a little more pillow down here before I get ready to spin it out. Let's stretch it out. I'm gonna keep an eye on it so I don't get too far, get past the pillow like I'm about to. Just adding a little more pillow for flow paint and then I'll be right back. This color palette is spectacular. Let's go this way. Spin it. So as we go through some of the spinning, I'm going to cut some of it out. You do know the pace I'm working at. It's really running. It's running. It's running. Oh, yeah. All right. We're going to call this finished. This is where we are. Look at that. Just gorgeous. So here, just showing you what this piece of wood started out looking like with even moss on there. And here is the back of it that I ended up having to do a lot of cleaning up on. So I'm outside where I have some fresh air and I'm going to be staining this. I've already put mineral spirits on it. And I'm going to start with the natural stain. I have the golden pecan as a backup. But yeah, I'm just going to take this cloth and I'm going to rub it over the top of this and get my first coat of stain on. I'm not going to show you because it's kind of self-explanatory. Hi everyone, I'm back to apply the paint skins to this piece of wood. My original intention here was to do a sunset with sunset here and mountains, but the concept did not work out because I'm kind of a realist when I look at things. I do abstract, but I mean I try to see things realistically as well. And for me, that sunset was way too bright, and then everything in the foreground was way too bright as well. Usually when you're looking off at a sunset, everything in the foreground is darker, and it just didn't work. Now, the skins were great, and that's what I've got here. I cut them all up into different pieces like this. This idea just came to me, and I'm not going to tell you what it reminds me of. I'm kind of curious what you guys think when I get done with the final result here of what it reminds you of. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to apply the paint skins, and I'm not going to show you all of it, but I do want to take a moment to tell you how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it with this polyacrylic, this MinWax, which is basically going to act as a glue. And I'm using the matte because I hardly use matte for anything, so I have matte extra. So I'm just going to apply the paint, the acrylic to the back of the paint skin, and then I'm going to apply it to the piece. And we're going to adhere it on here, and I'm going to go through all these pieces until I'm all done. But like I say, I'm not going to show you all this because it's going to be way too long. So obviously I'm on fast forward here. I'm applying some of the varnish to the back of the paint skin, and then I'm going to apply some of it to the piece itself. Don't mind my crows that are here. I've got visitors today, every day. So yeah, once you put it on top, you want to get it really close pretty quick because it starts to set up fairly fast, and you don't really want to move it around after it's starting to set. And once you get it on there, you want to start pushing all the varnish out from the center because you want to get the extra varnish out of the middle, and you want to get any extra air bubbles out of the middle as well. If you don't get it all out, what will happen is there will be a bubble left behind that you really won't miss when you're looking at it, and you want to just get it all out. So anyway, get all the bubbles out, get all the polyacrylic out, pushing it to the sides, and then adhering all the sides securely as you go around the piece. Hi, when I'm back, and I've got all of the pieces applied, and I ended up going ahead and varnishing the entire top with the matte varnish, just to give it a seal before I go ahead to get to resining. So that's where we are, everybody, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get around to resining this piece. All right, I'm going to try to record some of this. I'm not sure how much I'm going to show you, but basically I have 8 ounces here, which is more than enough. I'm just going to start from one end, pouring it on. Spreading it out with my finger. And this is all I'm going to do all the way through until I have it all covered. I probably should just get my whole hand involved because this is going to require a little bit of time here. But I like to work with my finger. Call me a creature of habit, I guess. But there's a lot of little spots to get. So it's going to take a little while. I'm not going to bore you with the entire process, but hopefully give you enough that you see what I'm doing. And there's no magic to this. It's just go over it. If there's any magic at all, it's being meticulous. Meticulous. You don't want to miss a spot. Because if it comes out good the first time, you don't want to have to go over it again for a spot. I've got my door open. I would normally be wearing a resin mask. You can find it at a 3M mask at Home Depot. I'm just going to go from left to right all the way across. Until we got it all covered. And as usual, I have something there extra to pour on if I have any extra. This has got to be a tricky part in here. I'm going to shove it in there. Shove it in. Shove it in the groove. Yeah, this is it. This is all I'm doing. I probably can go a lot faster if I just use my whole hand, but I am a chicken because I'm still not 100% confident doing these with resin. So I'm going to pick up the pace here as I go over the rest of this. You get the idea, but it's really, really important to have good lighting and meticulous eye. You're always looking for a missed spot. When a bubble pops, you want to make sure it fills itself in, and so forth and so on. Very critical. If you're interested, you should check out my discount code I have in the description. If you click on the title of the video, a drop down will show up, and in it I have a 10% off for KS Resin. I highly recommend this product. I love it and have never had any problem with it. Actually, it's been my savior most of the time. So yeah, go click on that 10% discount code. I stand by that product. So if you purchase, you get 10% off, and KS Resin gives me 5% credit for my future purchases. I really appreciate that. Also, another point of interest, I do have playlists with a lot of my functional art and all of my creations broken down by category. If you want to take a look at that, you see other color combinations and other creations that might pique your interest. And I will be back in a second. So I remain on fast forward here. I'm just heat torching it and getting out any of the extra air bubbles. And I will do this process 3 times before I put this to bed. So everyone, here she is. My husband graciously offered to hold it and model it for me. So here we go. So everyone, that's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you are new here and liked what you saw, please consider subscribing, hitting the bell and all. You'll get all my latest art tutorials. And I want to throw out there something. One of my subscribers asked me to do a video about how I got into art in the first place and how I got into the stores downtown and how I handled rejection. Is that something that you guys would be interested in hearing and seeing from me? If so, please leave it in the comments. I would appreciate that as well. At the end of the video here, I will have a link to other Fusion creations so you can see other creations of similar types. And it's certainly not too soon to think about the holidays. And if there's something you would like me to custom create for yourself or your family or friends, please let me know. My email is in the description as well. Thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Till next time.